extremely grateful. If we can now move to our third briefer, which is Ekhlas. She will address us in Arabic, and we're extremely grateful to Jacqueline Isaac, who herself works very actively in this space, who will provide the English translation. Ekhlas.
Thank you. I will begin by introducing Ekhlas. My name is Jacqueline Isaac. I'm an attorney that traveled to Iraq in 2015 during the height of the war. It was there where my life changed forever. It was there where I met my hero and my friend, Ekhlas Bajou. Ekhlas was only 14 years old when she came out of ISIS captivity. Together we shared tears and we shared dreams. Her dream was to save her sisters out of captivity by raising her voice. So she asked that I send her message around the world. When I returned to testify for the United States Congress, we shared her message. But then her and I reunited in person to speak in front of the UK Parliament, the United Nations, and joined efforts for the Declaration of Humanity by leaders of faith or belief. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to my friend, Ekhlas.
مرحبا بكم جميعاً. أنا فتاة عراقية من الديانة الإيزيدية، اسمي أخلاص.
My name is Ekhlas and I'm from the minority community in Iraq. I'm from the Yazidi faith.
أول شيء أريد أقدم جزيل الشكر للأسيس الكبير جاستن والوزير أحمد ومحامية جاكلين وكل الأشخاص اللي وقفوا ويانا من أول يوم لحد الآن ومستمرين بدعمنا. وأريد أيضاً أشجعكم على هذا الوثيقة الإنسانية للرجال الدين، لأن هاي الوثيقة تحمينا إحنا الأقليات والناجيات، واليوم أملنا ومسيرنا ومستقبلنا بإيدكم أنتم، وأريد أشجعكم عليها، وأريد أيضاً أشكركم لأن سويتوا هاي الوثيقة من أجلنا.
I would like to thank everyone and give a special thanks to the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin, to the Minister, Lord Ahmed, and to the Attorney Jacqueline Isaac, and everyone here today who has stood with me from the very beginning till today. I would like to give special thanks and encourage you all for the Declaration of Humanity that was written for leaders of faith or belief, because it focuses on religious minorities and our protection, and the future of religious minorities and victims are in your hands.
أنا كنت واحدة من الضحايا داعش بسنة 2014 بشهر الثامن، وقت اللي دخلوا داعش على السنجار وقبضوا على مناطق السنجار وقتلوا آلاف من الإيزيديين وخطفوا مئات الآلاف من الإيزيديين، ولحد الآن ما نعرف شي عنهم. خطفوني ويا عائلتي وقتلوا بابا أمام عيوني، وخطفوني ويا أمي، ولأن عمري 14 سنة أخذوني من أمي. إحنا البنات اللي بعمر 8 سنوات ل 28 سنة جمعونا كلياتنا وأخذونا للسوق السبايا.
I am a victim of ISIS, and in August 2014, ISIS came into Sinjar and seized the territory of the Yazidi people. It was there where they killed thousands of Yazidis and kidnapped thousands, many of which are still missing today. They kidnapped my family and they killed my father in front of my very own eyes. It was then where they separated me from my mother and my family because I was 14 years old. They took me to the girls' market where I was among other girls from the ages of 8 to 28 years old.
كنا 500 بنت إيزيدية هنيك، وكانوا أيضاً ويانا بعد بنات المسيحيات. سوونا مجموعة وكل مجموعة أخذوها لمكان. إجا أحد من عناصر تنظيم داعش بعمر 34 سنة اشتراني. أخذوني ويا صديقتي لمعسكر تنظيم داعش، وتعرضنا لأبشع الجرائم، الاغتصاب والإهانة. أنا ما أقدر أحكي لكم كل الجرائم اللي ارتكبوا بحقنا ب5 دقائق.
I was grouped among 5,000 girls. Among them were also Christian girls. A man came and purchased me. He was an ISIS fighter, and he was the at the age of 34 years old. He took me and my friend to an ISIS training camp. It was there where they committed the most horrendous of crimes against me, crimes I could never begin to list in 5 minutes.
بليلة السوداء وقت لي الداعش كان يتحرش بيه، أنا طلبت منه وترجيته، قلت له ما تغتصبني، أنا بعمر بنتك، بعمر أختك الصغيرة، ارحمني، شنو ذنبي، أنا طفلة. وضحك وباوع علي وضحك، قال لا، أنتوا الآزدين والمسيحيين ما تستحقوا الموت، الموت قليلة بحقكم، أنتم لازم تموتوا أنتم عايشين. وقت لي اغتصبني ربتني سكرت أمي. أني نادت 3 أسامي وبعمري ما أنسى هديك الليلة ولا هدول ال3 أسامي. اسم الرب لأن كان عندي إيمان بالرب العالمين، واسم بابا، واسم العالم لحتى ينقذوني.
On that dark night, when he tried to attack me, I pleaded with him and I begged him. I cried and said, please don't rape me. I'm just a child. I'm only the age of your young sister or your daughter. Please don't do this to me. Don't rape me. Kill me, but don't rape me. Coldly he responded, for you Yazidis and Christians, death is not enough. You must die while you are still living. It was then when he tied me up and he muzzled my mouth. And I cried, and I will never forget that night as long as I live. On that night, I called out to 3 names. I called out to God because I have faith in him. I called out to Baba, my father, and I called out to the world to rescue me.
الدواعش ارتكبوا بحقنا كل هالجرائم فقط لأن احنا إيزيديين ومن أقلية. احنا بعمرنا ما سوينا أي شيء لأي إنسان بغض النظر من أي ديانة كانت، وهم ارتكبوا كل هالجرائم بحقنا فقط لأن احنا من أقلية وإيزيديين. هم كانوا يريدوا ياخذوا بنات الإيزيديات لحتى يكسروهم، ولكن هم ما قدروا على هذا الشيء. وقت اللي تحررنا الإيزيديين بصورة عامة استقبلونا بأجمل استقبال، وأبونا الروحاني بابا الشيخ سمانا قديسات، وهذا أكثر شيء أنا أفتخر بيه.
ISIS did this to us simply because we were Yazidi. We came from the minority of the Yazidi people. We had never done anything wrong to anyone, but they tried to break us, and they tried to break us girls, but they could not break us. What was beautiful is that when we came out of captivity, it was the Yazidi people that welcomed us with open arms. And the high holy leader, Baba Sheikh, was there to not only welcome us, but what was beautiful is he called us saints.
أريد أخبركم شيء، أني صحيح ارتكب بحقي أبشع الجرائم، وبعمر 14 سنة تعرضت على الاغتصاب وأبشع الجرائم، ولكن تعرفون أني بعدني عايشة، وبعدني دا أبتسم لأن ابتسامتي هي أقوى سلاح إلي، وبعدني دا أحارب، ورح أدل أحارب لآخر نفس، بما أنه أنتم وياي وبما أنه إحنا ويا بعض، لأن أني متأكدة أنتم قادرين على هذا الشيء إذا كلياتنا وقفنا ويا بعض ومسكنا بإيدين بعض بغض النظر من أي ديانة أنتم. أني أحترم جميع الأديان. إذا وقفنا ويا بعض رح نوصل للعدالة، لأن أني أؤمن بعدالتكم.
I was only 14 years old when this happened to me, but I decided to live, and I did live. And today I want to tell you that my smile is my greatest weapon. And I will fight, and I will continue this fight with all of you today with me. And we will fight together as leaders. We will hold hands from all religions, from all faiths. I respect all faiths. Together, we will stand.
وشكرا لكم جميعا.
Thank you very much to everyone here today. And I want to thank you, Ekhlas, today for your powerful message and for the strength you have for all of us to continue the fight. Thank you. Lord Ahmed, the chair is yours, and thank you for having this great event.
Thank you, Ekhlas, and thank you, Jacqueline, for bringing through translation the emotions and the life testimony of Ekhlas to all of us. If others will allow, I reflect on something the ISIS people said, you must die whilst you are still living. Well, your testimony and your participation in this important briefing today, I'm sure I speak for everyone in this call, is living proof of both your courage and strength and your ultimate victory, and yes, your smile. Thank you for that very moving testimony. The testimony shared by Ekhlas Baju makes it abundantly clear that the persecution of members of religious groups in conflict continues to be a significant issue for this council's agenda.
Special thanks to Ekhlas Baju for our courage and strength to share our sobering experiences.
I now give the floor to the permanent representative of the United States. You have the floor.
Thank you. And let me start by thanking the briefers for sharing your valuable perspectives and insights. And I want to thank the United Kingdom for organizing today's important and timely event. Religious freedom, including choosing not to practice or believe, is a fundamental freedom. And it's one that we have enshrined in the US Constitution. We hold it among our highest values. No one should fear violence or persecution for their beliefs. But today, this basic right is threatened in so many places around the world, including Iraq and Syria, Ethiopia, Burma, China, and Nigeria, just to name a few. In Iraq and Syria, ISIS has perpetrated atrocities against Yazidis, Christians, Muslims. This violence has forced millions to flee their homes. ISIS has killed, maimed, and tortured others and forced more than 3,000 Yazidi women and girls into sexual slavery. The United Nations Independent International Commission of Inquiry on Syria recently reported that militant groups continue to kill, kidnap, unlawfully detain, and torture members of religious and ethnic minorities in Syria. They are also vandalizing and desecrating minority religious and cultural sites, including the Yazidi religious sites. The United States is committed to alleviating the humanitarian crisis facing Iraqi and Syrian survivors of these atrocities and is supporting efforts to hold those responsible accountable. We also support initiatives to promote the safe and voluntary return of displaced Iraqis to their home communities. We must all work together to achieve justice and dignity for these religious and ethnic minority communities.
I thank the permanent representative of the United States for her statement. I now give the floor to France. Deputy Permanent Representative, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. And thank you. I would like to thank UK for convening this important meeting and thank the panelists for their useful interventions on this essential topic. Really, I would like also to pay special tribute to the very poignant testimony shared by Ekhlas Baju. It really moved this audience deeply, and I would like to thank her for resilience and incredible strength.
I thank the representative of France for her statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Ireland. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for convening this thought-provoking conversation. We appreciated hearing the briefers' first-hand experiences, which provide an opportunity for all of us to reflect on religion, belief, and conflict. And I also want to thank Ekhlas in particular. It can't have been easy to share your experience with us, but it's so important that we hear it.
أول شيء أريد أشكر كل دولة وكل سفير وصل رسالتنا للعالم ووقفوا ويانا ودعمونا.
The nations and the representatives of the nations who stood with us and who supported us.
أنا وياكم إنه دائما أقول وأنا مع إن الإنسانية قبل الدين، وإنسانيتنا اليوم جمعتنا اليوم هنا. ولكن أريد أيضا أقول لكم كل هذول الجرائم دا تصير وكل هالمشاكل دا تصير بسبب الأديان. وأني كواحدة من الضحايا دا أحكي لكم عن تجربتي اللي صار وياي والجرائم اللي ارتكبوا بحقي فقط لأني يزيدية. فلهيج رجال الدين هم مهمين لحتى يوصلوا الرسالة، لحتى يوقفوا مع الحق، لحتى يوقفوا ويانا احنا الناجيات واحنا الأقليات، لحتى يوصل رسالتنا أكثر وأكثر.
I always say that humanity comes before religion. And today, humanity is what united us. I say that it's very important to understand that we were victims because we were Yazidi. And there is a role that religions play even inside conflicts. And the role of religious leaders is very, very important to send a message, and to protect and stand with victims and minorities. Thank you.
وأريد أيضاً أقول شيء جداً مهم. أنا حكيت لكم جزء صغير من قصتي، ولكن أريد بنفس الوقت أن نسوي شيء ونوقف ويا بعض ونسوي شيء، لأن اليوم بالذات رح نكتب تاريخ ويا بعض، وبهذا التاريخ الرايح أريد ويا بعض وكلياتنا نوقف. وأني مؤمنة بكم جميعاً وفخورة بكم جميعاً، وكلياتكم قادرين على هذا الشيء. أحب أقول لكم خلينا من هذا اليوم نوقف ويا بعض ونسوي شيء من أجل المخطوفين ومن أجل المخطوفات ومن أجل جميع المظلومين بكل العالم. فلذلك أحب أقول لكم أني فخورة بكم جميعا، وأتمنى منكم من حضراتكم أن نوقف ويا بعض.
I've only told you a short part of my story, but I am encouraged that we are going to do something together, that we are going to stand together, unite together to mark history. This is going to require all of us, and I have faith in each and every one of you. You all can do it. We all can do it together. And I want to say that from today, let's agree to stand together for those who are captive, for those who are victims. And I want to say that I am so proud of each and every one of you for being here and being a part of this today. Thank you. Thank you, Ekhlas. You are a hero to the entire world. You are our hero. Thank you for your bravery.
Thank you, Jacqueline. You put that very eloquently, and thank you again to Ekhlas for her bravery and for sharing her testimony with us today. I think there's no doubt that we want to stand together, as you said. Thank you all very much indeed.